Now, speaking of that, people, recently they dug up things and they've been saying that y'all are like y'all worked with the feds, like y'all are agents, like cops.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't shy from that at all. I was a former special agent of Homeland Security Investigations. I did federal investigations from 2010 to 2020. I became an agent in 2013, and I was an intern prior to that. And I worked on the Mexican border. I have another YouTube channel where I break down criminal cases. Like the thing is that I didn't come out about it because I was like, well, I might want to go back, because I resigned from the government in 2020. But long story short, they didn't like my YouTube channel, so they were kind of like, hey, pick one. And I was like, well, I got a team and everything. I can't let them go. I can't let them down. So I'm going to resign. I resigned and, ended up working out. We've been really successful and blessed. But yeah, bro, I'm proud of that career. Like it was a great job. I would go back if I could. And I got nothing bad to say about, doing that work. Cause it was.
How did people find out? Is that something that you came out about, or people, they kind of dug up?
What happened was they, so people leaked my real name. And that's why I had used, the name Myron Gaines, because I had that former job. And like when I started on YouTube and started on Instagram in general, I had always used that name. So
why that name?
Oh, Myron Gaines?
Yeah, you just made it up.
Oh yeah, it's like a funny name that's like refers to like the gym and training. I'm really big into the gym and
okay.
The fitness lifestyle.
You want to tell Sage choose your real name?
It's Amru. It's a weird name.
I seen it on Twitter a million times.
Yeah,
I've seen it already.
But everyone, it's Amru. But the long story short, how they found out was if you Google my real name, at least at that time, I don't know what comes up nowadays. Probably some crazy shit. We got a lot of haters. A criminal complaint comes back that I swore to, like that for a case that I did back like last year, right before I left the job. Because as you know, I've seen you cover like criminal cases with the feds before on your channel. All that stuff is public information. You can go on Pacer and find federal cases all day. So if you type in my name, an affidavit comes back for a case that I did, and people are like, what the fuck? This guy was a former fed, blah blah blah, because it has your name on there, your title, it talks about your experience, all that shit. So that's how it kind of came out. And then when it came out, I was like, yeah, this is what I used to do. And I'm proud of it, bro. I made another YouTube channel documents, and I kind of like explained to the people exactly what's going on because I used to do those RICO cases.
And fun fact, he's a big fan of New York drill.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, but no, I never like ran from that or whatever. I just didn't put it out like that because, to maintain some privacy. And then I was thinking about going back, But when people like were doxing my real name and that came out, I was like, all right, I guess I'll address this.
How do you react to like when people leave rat emojis,
Bro, that is the lowest IQ thing ever because I'm not a street guy. I never purported myself to be a street guy. I think that's like, no. Like my thing is, the funny part is when they put rat emojis, I'm like, no, correction. I was the one that controlled the informants. So I'm not the rat, dummy. What the fuck are you talking about? Stupid. So yeah, like, because as an agent, you're the one that has the informant working under you to get you the information. So I was the one that controlled the informants, and I'm proud of it. Like, I'm not a street guy, so I don't need to be here like, no, bro, I don't have no code of the streets. Like, I'm a very straight edge guy. Like, I've never done a drug in my life. I will go to the gym 4 or 5 times per week. I don't drink alcohol. I'm drinking water. I got a gallon right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm really about that healthy life. So I've always lived a very clean cut lifestyle. And I'm just a very matter of fact type guy.
Out of 100 guys, let's say 100 guys go to the feds, right? How many of them rat?
Bro, I'll be honest. The thing with the feds is, number one, they don't lose. Like 95+% conviction rate. Number two, you're going to do at least 80-90% of your time. Number three, there's no, early release or none of that fuck shit. So when the feds come, you're going to do time and you're going to lose. So I would say, especially, it depends on the investigation too. If it's like a drug investigation or, scamming or whatever, where there's like a lot of conspirators involved. Yeah, bro, people tell all the time. They're not going to do time for, people that they don't know a lot of time. Because I don't think people know this. Like the drug game, the scamming game, all these crimes, they've changed a lot. And the thing is that, since there's the internet, phones, all this other stuff, criminal activity now is more compartmentalized. So like a lot of the times you'll be dealing in the drug organization with people that you don't necessarily know for real. So they be telling on each other all day, man. Like with, the days of like, knowing all your conspirators, like back with, the mafia, that shit got killed with RICO. So criminal organizations kind of had to restructure themselves in a way where you got a layer of protection where you don't necessarily know the next guy. So it's a lot of dry snitching, you know, nowadays.
What would you say, 80 or 90%?
If you get caught up in an investigation that involves conspiracy and you have other people, bro, yeah, I'll say between 80 and 90% of the time people tell, because they don't really have a vested interest in protecting you. You know, like even with these gang cases where like they know each other and stuff like that, the big racketeering cases, a lot of time they tell on each other too, man, because they're looking at football numbers.
What about 6ix9ine? Was he justified?
I mean, from a federal agent perspective, yeah, he was smart for doing that. That was a very intelligent, like, he was fucked either way. So like from my perspective as an agent, he did the smartest thing he could by cooperating with the government. Because if he didn't cooperate, he would have went for 40 plus years and they would have killed him in prison anyway. You know, people don't know that the Bloods started in New York City on Rikers Island, and you know they're a big part of the jail system. Obviously, he would have went into the Fed, so they could have moved him anywhere else in the country. But the Bloods do have a strong stake in the prison system in general in the United States. So he would have got poked up or killed or been put in isolation during his entire time and doing 40 plus years. So, you know, they were stealing money from him, all this other stuff. Like, from my experience and my training, he did the smart thing by cooperating with the government and getting out ahead of it and testifying.
So do you notice people in the industry, they stray away from you because of the government shit, or?
Not really, bro. Like, because our podcast, like, we mostly, just to give you a quick little thing, like, on Mondays, we talk about making money. I'm a real estate investor. He's a real estate investor. We're big into crypto. We're big into stocks, making money in general, right? But real estate is like our real main thing. And then on Wednesdays, we got Womanizer Wednesdays where we talk about dating, giving guys strategies on, like, you know, how to use online dating, how to cold approach, all that stuff, you know, how to be more attractive, etc. And then Fridays, we do a call-in show. And then every night, Monday through Friday, that's when we do the late night shows with the girls. And those are the things that always go viral. But people forget that we actually have a daytime show where we give a lot of free value to guys to become better. You know, we're a self-improvement podcast for men. So, but, you know, obviously that stuff don't go as viral because we're like giving, you know, information for men to improve on their fitness, finances, and dealing with girls. But
I would say like celebrity guests or like rappers and people like that, they'll see the show, see the numbers, and they understand, okay, cool. He was an ex-special agent, so he's not there no more. Yeah. That being said, we had like 600 Breezy on. We had on Kodak.
Shout out to him.
And like our thing is, look, you know what? We're very transparent. Yeah. You come on the show, we give you questions beforehand so you know what's happening. We're not going to blindside you. And as a matter of fact, they respect it because guess what? They know what's coming and they can react to it. Some of them say, oh, I don't care what you can say whatever, but at least they know what they're coming into.
That's like a big thing with us, like as far as like host etiquette. We treat our guests really good. We give them a list of questions before, and we actually ask them, what do you not want to talk about? Yeah. Especially if it's like someone that, you know, might have that kind of background. So yeah, we never want to put our guests in a compromising position to get views, bro. Like, I'd rather give a good interview and have less views and have that relationship than like burn somebody just for clicks, bro. Like, that shit is not how I operate. And it's crazy to me, like, being in the YouTube game, like how people do that to each other. Like, that's something that's foreign to me. Because like where I come from, like, you need to be able to trust the guy next to you when you hit that house and you're gonna go serve an arrest warrant. So when I got on YouTube and I saw how slimy people move, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is zero integrity. Like,
yeah, we value relationships over money, bro.
Yeah, facts. So so with my background, man, we're transparent about it, you know, and you know, because even before I came out publicly about it, I would tell them when they showed up in the studio, this is what I used to do. Like, Act knew about what I did, you know, months before I came out about it. So, yeah, bro, yeah, I never shy away from it. I'm proud of it, and you know, and the other thing too is that we're not really like a hip hop podcast like that. A lot of the guests that we bring on are like guys that are like more in the self-improvement space, right? Girls, entrepreneurs, you know. Fresh brings in a lot of the hip hop crowd because he'd be out in the clubs and everything else like that. He looks like a rapper himself, so so he brings a lot of these hip hop artists in, and that's great because I listen to hip hop myself. But like, we're not like our
we're just fans of the music, you know, the industry.
But we're not a hip hop podcast, you know. We're not you know, like an established hip hop platform like you, say Cheese, No Jumper, Vlad, whatever it may be. We're more like male self-improvement, but we like to bring rappers on if they want to come on. So that's not really our niche, but that's why it's not too big of a deal.